Hey guys, it's Ted. This is a new video. I go, let's see, 116 kills, 6 deaths on Radiation. This is a reoccurring map. I really do enjoy this map. It's one of my favorites. I'd put it in top 3. Not better than Nuketown, but you know, it's definitely a good map. Sorry for the lack of videos recently. I've actually had school exams and all kinds of crazy stuff, so those are going to be over tomorrow. I don't plan on studying for the ones I have tomorrow because I've studied enough this week, so yeah. I'm going to put some commentaries up instead. I'll probably post a couple tonight just because I feel bad for not posting one a day like I'm supposed to be doing. It's kind of like breaking our New Year's resolution, I guess, because that's kind of what I've been trying to do this year, is post a video every day. But I got plenty in store for you guys. I think I got 600 plus games left. Haven't commentated over, and a bunch of good stuff. I got a couple flawlesses also. I might post those up, so we'll see how it goes. I really don't like doing these long commentaries though. I feel like I'm boring you guys if I really speak for 15 minutes on spawn trapping. So the last couple ones I've been like commentating a little bit and then saying I'll leave you all to watch the rest of the video. I really don't want to start doing that anymore, so I'm starting to do more topics in each video. This one I'm going to talk about a general game plan for Radiation. I play this map so much, and I've posted quite a bit on it. So, you know, that's what I like about Black Ops. Is every game's different. So even though I've played this map so many times, it's still pretty fun. I can't remember whether everyone rage quits in this game. Radiation seems to be one of the best maps for air support, especially in Demolition because they always spawn outside in Demolition. I'm not sure if they rage quit in this game, but I'm pretty sure every game I play anymore, everyone, for the most part, rage quits. And you know, every commentary I post, I generally end up talking about rage quitting because it's so prominent in all my videos and all the enemy teams. The majority of them really do rage quit, and it's been a growing problem. I remember starting out thinking about half the games people rage quitted, but the people I play with anymore, we've gotten this pretty much down pat. Like all the people I play with, we've played with them for God, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 weeks on Black Ops, and we just keep getting better at spawn trapping, keep getting better as a team, and I might actually start posting videos where we actually talk and just our chat inside of the game, because I find that interesting. You know, I could talk for 15 minutes or however long this video is about what I'm doing in the game, but the way you'd really get a feel for what's actually going on is to hear 6 people's perspectives on it, like what, you know, I got a few Asians in here, what they're talking about, what my friends are talking about, what they're telling us to do. I'm normally the leader, so I'll tell them, you know, what bombs to plant, what bombs to defuse, such like that. But it really is everyone's opinion. You know, if someone wants to let a round go because they don't feel that the enemy team's strong enough to win the next couple, then we'll let them do that. It's really up for debate. I normally like to win the first round though. It's kind of one of my things. I really do care about win-loss ratio. It doesn't seem apparent because I always let them win one round. But, I mean, guys, I'm on, I think, a 30 win streak now, and the only reason I ever break that is if I back out of a lobby, or back out of a game unexpectedly. I normally only back out if I'm not host, though. I mean, I have a 2 or 3 megabyte upload speed, and that's not wonderful by any stretch, but the people that I play with have much worse. And if I'm not host, then someone who is will normally be a bad host for me. And I back out almost every time. I am kind of a host Nazi, I guess. That's what my friends like to call me, but you know, if one of the biggest advantages in my mind on Call of Duty is host. You have no relapse or very little relapse from when you shoot to your bullets register. And I can't count how many times I hear people saying, you know, and I'm sure you hear it too, playing with the friends and all of them are like, oh, this guy like ran right through a clip of my ammo, blah blah blah. You know, it doesn't really, like, he didn't really run through a clip of your ammo, it's just that his bullets registered before yours did. Same thing if people always be like, oh, when does a FAMAS one bullet kill? Well, it probably wasn't a 1 bullet kill, but if the guy has host, those 4 or 3 or 2 bullets that are needed to kill you, normally it's 3 or 4, but sometimes it's 2 if you've already been hurt, they'll register perfectly, instantly, and if the other guy's a better connection than you, then in a 1v1 he has every advantage over you. Unless you drop shot, then that's when it comes to being a good player. And that comes to my other topic, guys, being a good player, and also what's considered cheap. Because I know I hear a lot of people on the other team, and I get a lot of, I call it fan mail, quote unquote,
People call me effing hacker, piece of crap, stuff like that, because we spawn trap them. And I mean, I can see where they're coming from. Like, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of it, obviously. But if they're gonna let themselves be spawn trapped, and if they're not good enough players to get out of it, then they just need to leave the game, and most of them do. I mean, you don't need to leave your hate mail for me, because I personally take it as a compliment. I've done my job well. If you're aggravated enough to send me hate mail. But as far as it being cheap, I don't think so. And granted, I'm saying that because I do it all the time. But I also say that because you have to be good players to spawn trap. You can't just have 6 randoms go inside of a game together, not talking and no mics, and get a spawn trap going on. It doesn't work that way. You have to have 6 players together that are going to get along with each other, and that's another thing. Sometimes have people that don't get along with each other, and I have to end the party right there and boot whoever's making all the ruckus. But, I mean, spawn trapping, it's highly organized, And in Demolition, it's one of the only maps, it's one of the only game modes that you can do it in, other than capture the flag, but there's respawn penalties, and I don't appreciate those. A trapper doesn't do so much when you got a respawn penalty. But that's another story. The other thing is drop shotting. If I'm seeing a guy, and it's rare for me to see a guy when I'm not behind cover, because that's the way I maneuver around the map, is I always search for pieces of cover. I go behind them, build up a fortress, and check my position, see if I'm alright. And if there's a chance when it's an open field, 1v1, I see him, he sees me, I normally have host, but that doesn't matter, because if I drop shot, then his bullets will generally go right over my head. And granted, some might say that's cheap, but if the guy isn't paying attention, then that's his problem. Why doesn't he drop shot too? It's just a tactic in the game where it's just like jumping around corners when an enemy knows where you are. If you take him by surprise and jump around a corner, sometimes you can get a better shot on him. Same thing with pre-firing. If you know a guy's in a room, you're not really sure where he is though, just go in there but already be spraying. That way, even if you're not host, your bullets will be registering on him before he even knows that you're there. It's just a great way to take people by surprise. Tips like that is what build a strong team, and I know that whenever it's rare, but I do play Search and Destroy sometimes with my friends, and it's great. I mean, it's a great feeling watching my teammates play after I'm dead and I'm spectating them, and they're jump shotting, drop shotting, pre-firing. I mean, they're taking every advantage that they can over the other player, and that's exactly what you have to do in a game like Call of Duty to either avoid not being host and even with a bad connection still do well, and B, just to be able to outmaneuver any of your opponents. And if you're not on tactical, you really can't drop shot. People say all the time, oh yeah, I can drop shot on default. Not really. I mean, I've done it before. You will get thrown off your aim more times than not. Because when you're sitting there and you gotta basically lose your thumb to go press B, you're not going to be able to aim, you're not going to be able to really maneuver around the map while you're drop shotting. And to keep your sight on the target. It's just generally going to be a lot harder. The only downside though is that when you do have to play on tactical, panic knifing is non-existent. It's very rare for you to ever panic knife. Whereas people that have it on default panic knife all the time, I mean, they can do pretty well with that in close quarter combat. But in general, with tactical, you really don't knife at all. The only time I ever find myself knifing is if I see a person, they're a little bit far away, but their back's turned to me and I don't want to show up on radar, I'll go up and I'll knife them. That's it. I mean, I can count on one hand every day the amount of times I've knifed somebody. And it's just very rare for me. That's the main downfall to playing on tactical. But if you have good reflexes, you can go for it. I just generally tend to shoot even if I'm right next to someone. It's kind of force of habit for me, I guess. The next thing I want to talk about is playing aggressive versus camping. When the game starts out, you're on one side of the map and the enemy's on the other side of the map. And in Demolition, at least, it will be that way for the entire game until the next round starts, in which case it'll swap sides. Or if you're going into overtime, depending on who has the most kills, you'll either be defending or offending, making you switch sides or stay on the same side again, depending on what you were doing the previous round. If you're gonna run right into their spawn at the very beginning, it could work, it could not. I've had plenty of times where it does because I have a good team. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't suggest doing that. The biggest thing that you need to control is the map. You need to gather map control right off the bat, but not be so aggressive. you'll see me, whenever I start out, I do the exact same thing. I run to the left side on radiation where the big building is. I don't know what the MLG call out for it is. And I run right up to where the button is to change the doors, or to close the doors in the middle of the map. When it turns green, I close the doors, put a claymore behind my back, and I hold up that window. That window watches the very middle of the map. A huge outlook, you got plenty of protection. You'll be fine there in those two windows. It's a good spot. And you're also protecting the B-bomb behind you. And those two are a winning combination because you can play a little defense and let the A-bomb go because you're nowhere around it. You can let the A-bomb go, which is what I always tell my teammates to do. It's easier for the enemies because they like to go for the B-bomb, or for the A-bomb, excuse me. They can get that out of the way, you get your 3-minute time extension, and they all have to filter into B. And the way I like to play is the first one you let them have is the one that's generally harder for them to get. That way they feel a lot of confidence in themselves to get the easier bomb. Because, you know, they just got the hardest bomb, no problem, why can't they go get the easiest bomb? And what normally happens is the easier bomb will be nearer to their spawn, making them filter in. You'll see that passage I went through just now with the stairs. That's a huge, I call it, clutch point for the entire map, because everyone from their spawn to get inside to the B-bomb right there will generally have to go up those stairs unless they can go all the way around and come through the windows or come through the back door in our spawn. And it's generally difficult for them to do that. Once you have the map control though, and one of the bombs is gone, say the A-bomb or the B-bomb, depending on what map you let them have, it's very easy to be more aggressive at that point. You don't want to do it instantly, like I said, but you do want to gather mid-map control, and then after that you want to push all the way around their spawn. Never go in their spawn. It's kind of a silly idea to ever move into their spawn, and you'll see me do it very few occasions. Only if I have a Blackbird up or I'm extremely self-confident these people are blithering idiots, which half the time they are, so you guess you get away with more than I do. But, like right here, behind this, I don't know what you'd call it, shaft leading down underground, it's great protection. They can't shoot through it because it's got 4 sides to it. And all their spawn locations are directly in front of me. Not that side, but on the other side. They're directly in front of me. For them to get out of their spawn is very rare. There's several spawn locations over there, which is why you'll see people just randomly appearing over there all the time. And there's none behind me, which makes it very, very easy for me to be aggressive on their spawns, but not kill myself in the process. Now here I'm being a little too aggressive. I think we had a Blackbird up, I'm not sure. But we also had a chopper in the air, and there's the Blackbird right there. So now I'm pretty confident that we're going to do well now. I don't think I'm going to die here. I know where the spawn locations are. That one building to my right is just a gold mine for spawns. It's the first spawn location when they're getting spawn trapped. They'll put them right inside the building. And once you move away from it, they'll start spawning right back in there again. It's really it's very easy process to learn. It's just rinse and repeat, you know? Now look, they're back in that spawn point again because we pushed the other ones too hard. It just goes back and forth, and it's a really easy process to learn, and it'll get you so many kills in the process. And that's really all there is to spawn trapping, guys. You just have to get with a team that will listen to you, and I've had people, I tell my friends right off, if I don't know them, if they're new players on my team, I tell them right off, listen to me or you get booted. Because, I mean, I hate to sound cocky, but I know what I'm doing whenever I play a Demolition game. It's what I've been playing for the past 2 years, basically, on Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops. And I mean, you'll just see it's just rape when you actually get inside of it and you know what you're doing. And then I get panic and but it's no big deal. I can get right back inside of their spawn again because my teammates got them held down. And that's where this is where, if you play solo, you wouldn't be able to do this. But with a team that you can rely on, you can go right back in and resume slaughtering them to death. The other problem is too much air support. And this is a big problem for me and my team, and I always tell them one chopper at a time or one gunship. You can never have a gunship and a chopper gunner, or, you know, dogs and a chopper gunner, because it's generally too much air support for 6 people to come up with. During each round of Demolition, at best, you can get in 5 gunships and chopper gunners, collectively. And with 6 people, each getting 2 of those at a time, if each person just gets an 11 kill streak, a chopper and a gunship, that's enough air support for 2 rounds. And we can't have that in our team. I love it though when my teammates put on like UAV, counter UAV, and Blackbird. That's a true team player right there, and I wish more people would do that. I'm trying to get more people on a team that will do that. Because their support, I mean, you can see it through this entire game, those constant air support, and it just adds to the rage quitting, because if people that join, which is rare, trust me, Black Ops does not try to put people in any games whatsoever, and that really annoys me. But when they do get people in here, and the people get in the game, and then they instantly die to dogs, gunship, chopper, blackbird, whatever. They're just going to leave right again, and it doesn't make the game any fun for us because we're basically beating 2 people into the ground over and over, and the other people just hurt their kill ratio. So, and it also then comes the dashboarders. Now that's what's even worse. You get people that'll just dashboard in the middle of the game, and they end up being hosts. It's awful. That's another reason I like to be host. I always lead my parties into the game because I've rage quitted a couple times, but it's very rare. Like out of 50 games, I might rage quit a couple of them. That's the end of the game, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and more 100+ games to come.